Can someone give me an example of a team that is not a sports team? A team that you belong to or that people belong to that is not a sports team? Huh? The choir. The choir is a team, yes. Another team, yes. Your class at school. Yell because my ears are not good today. I still have fluid in them. What? Team of doctors. Okay? Anybody else? Anybody work in an office? So you've got, what are some people in the office, on the office team? Okay. But what are some people on the team in the office that maybe you don't think about? Like the person who cleans the office. They're part of the team. They might not be selling real estate, but if they're not cleaning the office and cleaning the bathroom, then no one wants to come in your office and sit down because it smell bad. All right, there's a team of people that works in the supermarket. Someone who figures out how much stock is on the shelves, and someone who puts the stock on the shelves, and someone who orders the stock on the shelves, and someone who cleans the floors and takes and works the cash register. And there's all kinds of people on the supermarket team. And if somebody on the supermarket team doesn't show up or takes off for a couple of weeks, especially if it's the person ordering the stuff, the supermarket's going to know about that, and you're going to know about that. As the saying goes, there's no I in a team. Everybody on the team is important. That's why they call it a team. You don't have like the important people on the team and the people excluded from the team. The team is a one unit, one body. And so one of the things as I was thinking about stewardship, and today is Stewardship Sunday, is that we have to change the paradigm on our parish, excuse me, to think of ourselves as a team. And this is actually a paradigm shift. There are examples of, can someone name an example of some place where you're not a team? Where you're not a team. Something you do in our everyday life which doesn't involve you being on a team. Anybody have something to do? Yes. Hairdresser. Yeah, you're not a part of a team when you go to the hairdresser. You pay a fee, they provide a service, and you leave. No team involved. And if you don't like your hairdresser, you just leave and get another one. All right? Same thing with the restaurant. You go there, you pay a fee, you get your food. The people who work at the restaurant, they're a team. But when I go to a restaurant, I don't feel like I'm part of a team. I'm paying for a service, I'm getting some food. If I don't like the food, I don't come back. Same TV, we do it every day. I flip channels. I can't even stay on one channel for a long time. I'm not committed to even one program. My wife said to me the other day, "What are you watching?" I said, "I'm watching this and this." She said, "How is that possible?" I'm like, "I'm multitasking." That's why God made the remote control. Actually, God didn't make that. We made that. All right, so there are plenty of things in our life where we're not part of a team. So when I was growing up, I didn't think of the church really as a team. I thought of the church more like the restaurant. I went there, I paid my money, I got my service, I paid the money, I could order people around, like, "Father, I need you to do something for me," or "Sunday school teacher, do this for me," or "Altar boy, do this for me," or "President of the parish council, do this for me." All right, and the church is more like an organization. The thing with an organization is it doesn't have a goal. My goal when I go to a restaurant is self-serving. I want to eat, I want to feel gratified, I want to pay a decent amount of money for it. Right? There's no like real goal there other than one that isn't self-serving. The paradigm of the church has always been that we are a team. We are supposed to be a team. And the team has a goal. And Christ set that goal for us. Go make disciples of all nations. If this is such a good thing that you belong to, go tell everybody about it. I'd like to introduce one person today, Hunter. Stand up for just a second. This is Hunter. Hunter became an Orthodox Christian this morning and before liturgy. And Hunter's the fourth person in the last 3 weeks that is of age, of consent, not a baby, to be baptized like this. And I always love doing baptisms like this. And I have actually one more in a couple weeks. So what a blessing for our community. And they've all been part of the Orthodoxy 101 class, which is very motivating to keep teaching that. So when we get baptized, we read a gospel over everyone who's baptized. And it's a very short gospel passage, and it includes two important things. One of them is the Great Commission, where Christ says, "You're now members of my team. Go out and make disciples of all nations." That's what we do here. And the other thing it says is that the disciples showed up on a mountain to worship, but some of them doubted. That's really important. They didn't all have it together. They didn't say the disciples showed up all gung-ho. It says they showed up to worship, and some of them doubted, but they showed up anyway. So there'll be times in your life where you doubt what we're doing, or you doubt your place on the team, or you doubt what the goal of the team is, or you doubt whether you belong on the team. And it doesn't matter. You keep showing up anyway. That's what the disciples did in order to fulfill the Great Commission. So I want us to think of stewardship at our church as a team. We're part of two teams here. We're part of God's team, which is a really big team. And it's got one goal: go make disciples of all nations. And we're all part of the church team. We're all part of St. John's Greek Orthodox Church team. And everybody has a role to play on this team. We need everybody. There's nobody in the church right now that we don't need. We need everybody. I remember I tell every altar boy who graduates from altar and goes off to college, I tell them, you've done a great job serving in the altar. You know how to serve in the altar. And if you're ever in a church sitting in the pews and you see that the priest doesn't have someone to serve in the altar, then you had better go and serve in the altar. Because you know how to do that. You're not going to sit in the pews and watch the priest alone in the altar. Something in your head, I hope, will say, I know how to do that. I will go help him. If you're sitting in the pews today and you sang in the high school choir or the college choir many moons ago, go join the choir. You know how to do that. We always need people to sing in the choir. If you know how to teach, go teach Sunday school. We always need people to teach Sunday school. One of the things that we lull ourselves into thinking in church communities is that everyone is always going to be there. Like you walk into church and the bishop's throne is always there. The icon screen is always there. The pulpit's always here. And Father Stavros is always here. Until someone isn't here. Right? I'm going to be here, I hope, for a very long time. But God could have other plans. The bishop could have other plans. I mean, who knows? In 50 years, I won't be here for sure. So if someone doesn't think to come and take my place, there won't be a priest here. We changed choir directors this year. We changed chanters last year. We will change all the things here at some point. So there's no one here where we can say we're going to change parish council people today. We've had some parish council people serve very faithfully for a very long time, and because of our term limits, they won't be serving next year. So if no one steps up, there is no parish council. So if you are in the pews and you're like, I can do something here, do that thing. We have a need for it. Everyone has something to contribute to the team. And that's really what stewardship is all about. What am I going to offer to God because I'm on his team, and what can I offer to St. John's because I'm on that team? Last night, First Cathedra and I sat down, and we got an icon and a calculator out, and we said, what was the percentage of our budget that we offered to God last year in stewardship? And it was 7%. And we said, let's see what we expect to make this year. Let's type in times 0.08. That's our pledge for the year. We're working our way to 10. I told you last week the ideal is 10. But look at your pledge as a percentage of your income, add a percentage or half a percentage or something, and then that becomes your pledge for next year. So with that being said, we're gonna collect our stewardship now. And again, this is a holy thing. And once all the stewardship forms are collected, I'm going to place them right on the altar table, because this isn't like a secular transaction. This is a transaction between us and God. This is like saying to God, this is what I want to contribute to your team this year. And we're going to pray over that. And we're going to pray over all the people who put an envelope there or a form in there. The more I give, the more joy I have. And the more I give, the more God gives back to me. Not necessarily winning the lottery or raining money from heaven, but he gives me more time, he gives me more energy, he gives me more ideas. The more I give, the more I receive. I never feel burned when I give to God, ever. I never, ever in my life have felt burned giving to God. Ever. Ever. Yesterday, I spent a rare day off with my son building a medieval castle. If you all want to laugh, I'll show you pictures of it later. I love how in school, like, their projects become our projects. And it was good. And I took a whole day off because I really needed a day off this morning. And I didn't give much thought to what I was going to say this morning, so I hope it came out literally. But every time I give, and I had to give a lot of extra things, and I gave to my son this week, God gives something back. In the middle of liturgy today, I had this idea about a team. I started praying about it, and I said, Lord, help me to put that into cognitive words so that I can offer something to the people. And every time I have given to the max, God gives something else. Today an idea, tomorrow a person, the next day an opportunity, whatever it is. So give and give generously, because God gives back to those who give to him. I would like to ask Alfie to come up here for a second. As we do every year, to receive my pledge. Alkis is a dear friend. He's been our parish council president for 6 years. He's concluding his 6-year run at the end of the month. I'm very grateful to you for your stewardship. I will make other opportunities to thank you and Mike and Sandra, who have spent 6 years doing this, but please receive this from me. Thank you for your stewardship, and please receive this from me.